Hi friends, Dory Patrick here. So good to see you. Welcome back to my studio. It is long past time for a Talkie Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining me. I am coming at you on Halloween. Oh, and it is cold, you guys. It is so cold and blustery outside. I mean, it feels like Halloween. It's kind of cool, but I'm a little concerned about the little nuggets. They're going to be out trick-or-treating in a few hours when it gets dark. They're going to blow away. Like our lawn furniture is blowing away and everything. So we'll see how this goes. We have a neighborhood that is really busy on Halloween night. We have a lot of trick-or-treaters. It's always a fun night. But I have a feeling that tonight we all might just be staying in our houses and keeping the door closed when we can. We'll see. But anyway, hello. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Dory Patrick. I'm a mixed media artist. I work out of my home studio here in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and I try to check in once in a while and just share little bits of a creative person's life. And it has been a while, so I thought I'd get you all caught up on what's been going on here at the Big Yellow House. First of all, I got new glasses. Holy moly, aren't these I don't know what they are. They're a lot, but I love them. I wear a lot of black and white, so when I saw these online, I just had to have them. And my hubby just saw me in them for the first time a couple minutes ago, and he was like, whoa, which I get from him a lot, so that's okay. I also got a fun bright yellow pair, which I'll wear on another day, but I love a fun pair of glasses. These are a lot. I'm like seeing myself in the monitor there, and it's like, whoa, they are a strong statement, aren't they? Oh well. Well, welcome back. Gosh, it's been weeks and weeks, I think, since I checked in with you. So here's what's been happening at the Big Yellow House. So a lot of you who follow me or know me on the social media stuff, you know that we're going through a kitchen remodel. And I'm definitely going to share that with you. I just have to finish up my part of the kitchen remodel, which is the rest of the painting. So there's like some trim painting, and a couple places like on the walls that just, got scuffed. Like I painted and then they got scuffed because stuff got moved in and I just need to touch it up and stuff. So it's all waiting on me. Everything else is done. We got our new flooring, our new cabinets, our backsplash tile put in. And we are now getting used to using it, so it's really, really cool. My husband is really happy to be working in that kitchen. It just has improved our life so much, and it's so fun. Like, it's just so bright and fun. We did a couple little cute accents in there. It's a galley kitchen, so it's long and skinny. There isn't a lot of space. So we really mostly packed the space with cupboards. So there isn't a lot of wall space for me to do little decorative things. There are a few little places that I have ideas for a few pieces of art, but mostly it's a utilitarian kitchen because we just don't have a lot of space. But anyway, so we came through that over the summer, and as you know, we also adopted our Otis boy, who is a chocolate lab, and he has settled down so nicely. I think the last time you saw me here on YouTube, his tail was still healing. It was a long summer of healing for him. He had a lot of issues and he's over them now, and so he's enjoying his puppy life alongside Butterbean, who has been mostly gracious in tolerating him. She tries to be patient. She's very sweet. She just sometimes will look at us like, oh, really? Why is he here? So it's kind of funny. But they once in a while will have like this little sweet moment where he wants to cuddle with her, and he'll like move in and kind of put his head on her hip or something. And most of the time she'll just move away. She'll just get up and be like, that's not happening. But sometimes I think maybe because she's just too tired, doesn't care. So she just lets him lay on her sometimes. And it's so cute because it makes him so happy. But anyway, so the summer was crazy with shows and dog stuff in the kitchen. And then we had a trip of a lifetime to Italy, the hubby and I. This was later in September. Let's see, I forget how many days exactly we were gone. I think it was 10. It was over a week, so I think it was about 10 days. So we visited Cinque Terre, which is on the Mediterranean coast. It's 5 little villages, and the whole area is actually a national park. So it's like this protected area. But in this national park are these 5 little villages where folks live and work and entertain tourists. And we stayed in Manarola for several days, and we did some hiking. So there are trails that link the 5 villages, and so you can pick a trail, walk from one village to the next. It's very vertical, which humbled me a lot. The first big hike we did, I was like, oh boy, this is like, yeah. I was just like going gung-ho, because I'm like, I go to the gym and I lift weights, and I'm like, oh hell, it is vertical, like vertical. So you have to pace yourself. There are lots of young whippersnappers who are like, of course, zipping by me. Oh, here comes Otis. If you hear tippy tapping, that's Otis. So anyway, the trails were just gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Just vineyards, and all the little dwellings are literally just like on a cliff. And it was warm. It was pretty humid. We did sweat a lot, but we didn't care. It was just so beautiful. So we spent several days in Manarola, and then touring some of the other nearby villages. And then we needed to get home. We had to fly out of Rome to get back home. So we went back to Rome a few days before our flight home, and we spent 3 days in Rome. And that was also just like, I can't even believe that I was there. It was so amazing. We had a guided tour of the Colosseum. It was wonderful. We found, of course, gelato everywhere you turn. There's delicious food and gelato, pizza, pasta, wine. We had so much fun. It was so great. And as much fun as it was, I'm always ready to come home, because it's so inspiring. I got so jazzed up with the color inspiration there. I couldn't even believe that there's water that blue. It's just mind-blowing. Our planet is so beautiful. So I came back with lots of inspiration, and it's kind of funny. I have been working towards some holiday shows that are coming up, and in my sketchbooks and in my journals, I find the influence of those villages kind of coming up in my work. Like terraces and layers and stuff. So that's been really cool. I got back for a few days. We got back for a few days, and then I took off again. I went to Kansas City for a few days. I attended Art Biz Jam, and that was so information packed. Holy moly! I was like just taking lots of notes. So this is a conference that's organized by Phyllis Dobbs and Lori Siebert, and it's for creative entrepreneur people. And we learned a lot about different ways to license, ways to create revenue streams for your creative business. Some industry experts spoke to us, and we had chats about trends and things like that. So it was really, really good. I visited the Contemporary Art Museum there before I left town, which was so fabulous. If you ever get a chance, go to the Kemper, Kemper, in Kansas City. They're so welcoming. It was just this fabulous space and full of great people. So highly recommend that. Came home from Kansas City and got sick. It caught up to me, and that was like the sickest I've been in a long time. So, and then of course I shared it with the hubby, because sharing is caring. And now we're on the other side of it. Finally, I feel like this week I'm finally back in the groove. I went to the gym for the first time yesterday, and I was like, I thought I was gonna die, but I did it. It's always that comeback time when your muscles have rested a whole lot, and just getting them active again it's hard, but it was so good. So we are back in the groove now. I am working on getting ready for some shows. So if you are around, these last 3 shows of the year are really not far from me here in Iowa. So if you're an Iowa art shopper, I'm gonna clue you in here. The next event is the Waterloo Holiday, what do they call it? Holiday Art Festival. It's in Waterloo. It's at the Waterloo Center for the Arts. I'll put links in all the show notes here so you can find it. But that's Saturday, November 11th. It's like 9 to 5. Just a one-day fun show. That art center is so fun. Full of, again, fabulous people doing wonderful work. And I attended that show for the first time last year, and it was phenomenal. So I'm going to go back this year. Hopefully I will have enough work to get done for that. Then the next weekend, Saturday the 18th, sorry, I'm checking my notes here. Saturday the 18th is the Prairie Woods Holiday Bazaar. So that's here in town. Well, it's technically Hiawatha, but that's a suburb of Cedar Rapids. And the Prairie Woods Spirituality Center always hosts this yearly bazaar. I do it every year. It is a blast. It's quick. It's like we open at 8 o'clock and we only go till 1 p.m. So it's like this crazy little frenzy of seeing all my local friends, and I try to do a limited edition run of Christmas ornaments, which I haven't started yet, but I will. It's just a fun day. So that is November 18th, and then my final event for the year is the Thieves Market, and that is at the Hyatt Regency in Coralville, and that is December 9th and 10th. So that is a big art market. Local and regional artists, all kinds of good stuff, pottery, paintings, jewelry, all kinds of good stuff. So I will be attending this one for the first time. So that's kind of what I have on the horizon. I've got shows to work for. I've got, what else have I got? I've got some stuff I need to restock in my Etsy store. I'm out of a lot of card designs. I am amazed at how fast this year has flown by. It just has been crazy fast. Lots of good stuff happened. But I wish I could just kind of slow it all down. You know what I mean? So today I thought we could just do a fun little art haul. I got a shipment from Blick. Excuse me. I restocked. It's mostly, yeah, it's almost all restock. This is all stuff I have used before. I know I love it. I know I'm going to use it. And I thought you might enjoy seeing some of the stuff that comes into Dory Patrick's art studio when she's restocking goodies. I love an art haul myself. So I'm going to show you some of the larger items that came in and talk about those a little bit, and then I think I might switch you to overhead so I can show you some of the smaller items. A lot of the stuff you have probably heard of. These are a lot of staple items that I always, when I start getting low, I don't even wait to run out. When it starts getting low, I restock because I know I'm going to want to reach for these items when I'm working. So anyway, let's get started. So the first thing, I'm going to go largest to smallest. I love their wood panels. So I'm going to grab, there are a few sizes that they sell as a value pack. And I use these sizes like all the time. These are standard sizes for me. So there's a 12 by 12. So this is a pack of 4. And I think that these, and I don't have my invoice handy, but these come out to be about $25 to $27 per pack. So that's a really great value for a wood panel that is good to go. They're so smooth and so sturdy. I love especially doing my abstract paintings on these because I can really scratch into the wood, and you can get really rough with the wood panels, which is what I like. So I use 12 by 12s. 11 by 14 is another favorite size of mine. I use this size quite a bit for florals. I'll do like vase of flowers on this size quite a bit. That's another favorite, pretty standard size. And then I also really love the 8 by 8 size. Now the 8 by 8 value pack comes in a pack of 6 because they're smaller, so they give you a few more. But all of these packs, I think, were around the $27 range when I bought them. Now they have sales, so you'll have to just kind of keep an eye out for their price changes. Usually the spring and the fall, they have the big sales, so you can get good deals. So I just got 1 pack of each of these because I have used some up recently, and I like to always have these on hand because I just use them so much. So I got my wood panels. I'm excited to work on those. I restocked some of my gels. Now I have 3 pretty steady favorites. I also really like a plain old Mod Podge, you know, the kind of liquidy glue. I like that for lighter, gluing down light papers like tissue paper and things like that. So I love a Mod Podge too, but I reach for these gels even more, especially when I am collaging with a paper that has some weight to it. So I restocked my, oops, sorry, I thought I hit my pause button. So I restocked, so these two are Liquitex. So I have the Liquitex matte gel. This is the 16 ounce, and I also got the Liquitex matte heavy gel. Is it heavy? Super heavy. They call it super heavy. So it's obviously a thicker consistency. So my rule of thumb with using these when I'm collaging especially is the thicker the paper, the thicker the gel. That's kind of how I roll. I do not have the patience to mess around with like a watery Mod Podge trying to glue down a piece of cardboard. Nope. You get the heavy gel, you can glue that cardboard down, toot sweet, and you're done. So that is why I use the different mediums. I don't have the patience to sit and hold something, let it set. Have the multiple gels so that you can just move quick through your project. So the other gel that I got, and those are restocks. I probably, with that 16 ounce jar, I probably go through at least 2 a year. It kind of depends on how much collaging I'm doing. But this other gel that I use is by Golden, and it is the High Solid gel matte. Oh, and by the way, all of these are matte gel. I like matte gel. Also, mostly because I can also use those in my art journals and they're not as sticky. So this High Solid gel, you see I get it in big tubs. I use this a lot. This is my Mama Jamma. Don't ever have to worry about ever gluing anything down when you use this stuff. I use this in my sculpture work. When I need to attach something three-dimensionally, not necessarily just lying flat. This stuff, it's the Mama Jamma of gels. You can go on Golden's website, and I think you'll find links to some YouTube videos on all the things that this is good for. You can tint it. I have actually tinted it with some nickel azo gold fluid acrylic and kind of given it a beeswaxy look. So much versatility with these. I go through a lot of this. That's why I buy the big jar. So Golden High Solid gel, and this comes in a gloss too. So if you are a fan of a gloss finish, you can get that as well. So it's important to keep in mind, the thicker the gel, the more opacity it contains. So if you're looking for crystal clear coverage over something with the heavier gels, you're not going to get that with this. This gives me this soft, waxy, kind of translucent coverage. It doesn't block out what you're putting it, what's underneath it, but it kind of gives a veil. I guess that's the best way to describe it. It's a veil that you look through to see the art underneath. It's super cool. Definitely recommend playing with this. And you can get this in smaller jars too if you want to play around. So, got my gels restocked. And then I think I'll show you, I am restocking some sketchbooks. Years ago, I took a workshop. I think this was my Jennifer Mercedes workshop that I took at Donna Downing's studio years ago. And one of the gifts that we received with this little batch of supplies for the class was an inexpensive Blick sketchbook. And I'm going to show you the one I've been working in here in a sec. But I didn't really love it at first because I am a mixed media pile it on, glue it on, glue it on. And this is just your regular sketchbook. It's not the kind of paper that will hold up to a lot of that stuff. So I kind of just came home and set this book aside and didn't really pick it up ever. I did a little bit of gluing in it. The pages were sort of wrinkly and it was fine. I have found a new way of relaxing at night when hubby and I are watching TV or if we're having a fire in the fireplace. I like getting out my Tombow markers and my assorted pens, some pencils, but mostly markers and pens, and just playing around with doodling and colorways, different compositions. It's almost like I'm doing an abstract painting, but all I'm using are my pens. So like here's an example of one that, I don't know, hopefully you can see that okay. I start by just scribbling down, maybe with a pencil, maybe with a pen, and then I just start responding to whatever has been laid down beforehand. The Tombows are super, that one has some metallic. It's just doodling. It's just doodling. As you can see, sometimes the marker kind of seeps through on the other side, but I don't care. I'm not worried about that. This is just for me to play with mark making and colorways. That's pretty much how I view it. So anyway, I have filled this book up and I don't want to stop. Here's the cover. I decorated the cover. I'm going to do a flip through of this one for you guys in an upcoming video so that you can see all the stuff that I have put into this. But this is the Blick Studio sketchbook. And I didn't want to stop. So I went online. I went with my order and got a replacement for that one that I just filled. So that's the 9x12. And they also had a 7x10, which I'm intrigued by that size too. And these were really affordable. I don't remember how much they were. They were just super affordable. So I restocked my 2 Blick sketchbooks and I'm excited to dig into those again soon. And then I can't remember where I heard about this sketchbook, but I've had it on my brain for a while and decided since I'm making an order, I'll just go ahead and get it. It's the Daler-Rowney Simply Sketchbook, extra white, and it is 8.5 by 11. And I'm going to hopefully show that to you. I will try to come up with all these links so you guys can find stuff. But and I don't know how I feel about this one yet. I haven't tried it, so I'm gonna give it a shot. It's a glued bound book, not spiral like the other ones. So I'm thinking it might hold up to a little bit more of my techniques. We'll see. It feels like just regular sketchbook paper. It's 65 pounds. So it's intended for sketching and dry materials, which that's fine. That's kind of what I'm into right now with my nighttime creative practice. So I like the space. I like this size a lot. That's going to give me a lot to work on. So I need to do some swatching and just kind of figure out what the different markers do with this paper and all that stuff. So that came with my order. And I've got a few other things, some restocks that I think I'm going to turn the camera around real quick. I know this is getting to be like a half hour already, so I'm going to wrap it up, I promise. But I'm going to flip you around to the tabletop and and I'll show you the markers and things that I have restocked. Okay guys, we're back. I flipped you around and I'm hoping you'll be able to see these okay. These are a few more things that I got in my recent Blick haul. So first of all, I restocked a couple of paints. These have been some colors that I have been really reaching for lately, that I ran out of, and I just needed to restock. So the first one is this let's see if I can get it to focus. Liquitex, I don't know how to say that. Alizarin Crimson. I just call it Crimson. This is the Liquitex Heavy Body, and do I have a tool handy? Let me see. I have been reaching for crimson a lot. It's a great mixing color, and you can achieve a lot of darks and shadows and things with it, and it's a nice complement. Like, I do a lot of florals with warm colors, and this is a nice complement to that. So as you probably know, the heavy body means it's a thicker paint, and this is a color shaper tool that I'm spreading it with, but it's a really nice deep red. And so the thicker you put it on, obviously you can see that it's a little thicker, a little darker there. The thicker, the darker, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So that was I'm excited that I have more of that, because I ran completely out of it and have been missing it. So I went ahead and got the 4.65 ounce bottle of that, or tube, I guess I should say. The other one I ran out of that I use on a regular basis is Golden's Permanent Green Light, and this is the fluid acrylic. There's something about the fluid acrylics I like from Golden. They are so pigmented, and of course I've got this all over my thumb now. We'll just swatch it like that. It's a really good, see, that's kind of thinned out, but it's a really good medium green, and I mix this with a lot of stuff too. I create darks when I need something that isn't just a pure black, but something a little more interesting. It's great with my florals because I can use it straight up, but I can mix it with some blues and yellows and get a really fun shade. So that was my other restock for paint. I'm excited to get back into painting now that I have these two. So then, let's see, what else? Oh, here we go. This is not a restock, but it is something that I spotted and I thought I would give it a try. So I am a big fan of Prismacolor colored pencils. They're my favorite colored pencils. This is a Prismacolor Ebony Jet Black Extra Smooth drawing pencil. So, oh yeah, yes it is. Hopefully I'm not shaking the camera too much. Okay, that is woohoo. Dark, smooth, beautiful. I love this pencil already. So, unlike my all-time favorite pencil is the Stabilo All, and it's water soluble. So I'm just gonna see how much this can move. It doesn't move a whole lot with water, a little, but it's not advertised as a water soluble pencil. So you don't need to use it that way. I was just kind of testing it out, but that is a great drawing pencil. And this came in a 2-pack, and was very affordable. I don't even remember. It was probably like a couple bucks, but that is great. I love a thick dark line. Good stuff. Okay, happy with that. And then my other restocks, and I won't, well, I'll open one of these for you. You guys know I love my Posca pens, and I'll put a link in the show notes for the Posca section in their website. Posca, in my opinion, these are the best. These are the best acrylic paint markers. And they are coming out with new sets, new colors, new styles all the time. I still haven't bought the big fat ones. I think they're called moppers. I don't have a use for those at the moment, but I may. Never say never, right? Especially when it comes to art supplies. But I'll show you, these are all restocks. So these are all ones that I have used up and have needed to replace. So this one, for example, is the chisel tip, broad tip, and it's light orange, and there we go. And you probably know this. You've got to give them a good shake, and you've got to pump that ink down to the bottom. See if I can get in closer. So you gotta pump it. These thicker ones with the chisel tip, they take a little while to work down there. Come on, guy. He's been asleep for too long. Okay, I can finally see the ink. There we go. The ink is starting to run. Like I said, the thicker the tip, longer it takes to kind of get going. But there, I love it. So this is the light orange. I love this. Somehow I have really used this color a lot. It has been a great skin tone. It's been a great complement to some of my warm flowers. I love these pens. So I restocked a few colors that I had used up and needed more of. So I've got the ivory in the chisel and the bullet tip. That lavender is super, super fun. This is the coral. And this is Prussian blue, which I think is a fairly new color. And it's a purpley navy. And that's fun for bold lines. And then finally, I'm going to show you, I picked up a couple of these when I was in Kansas City at Artists and Craftsmen, and I love them so much that I went on Blick's website and ordered the other colors that I don't have. They only have like 6 colors. You can get a set of all of them. They are a metallic, opaque brush pen, and they're by Marvy. Let's see if I can do that. Marvy, opaque brush marker. And they are so juicy. Juicy, juicy, juicy. And I don't think that light is gonna do us much good, but there is a tiny, tiny bit of metallic in there. So you lay down that ink, it starts off pretty dark, but as it dries, and it dries pretty quickly, it has this sheen to it, which maybe you can see it there. I have had so much fun with these markers, and I kind of feel like writing to the company and begging them to just make a bunch of different colors. These rival my Posca pens as far as coverage. They are opaque. They cover everything I put them on, and they're just really fun to doodle with. So I've been experimenting with just doodling and shapes. This is a Ugly Book sketchbook that has red paper in it, and that metallic just goes, that green is one of my Marvies. It just goes right over that. It's so fun. There's nothing like a juicy pen, you know? That doesn't fight you, just covers everything. So much fun. Well, you guys, I have gone on long enough. Thank you for listening if you've made it this far. And thanks so much for all of your kind words and encouragement on the socials over the summer. I hope to be chatting with you again soon. And I wish you a happy Halloween and happy November. Bye-bye.